What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. In the last episode, we snuck around outside the Dark Palace, and in this episode, well, it's about time we head inside and take on the next temple. Now, the Dark Palace, it can be very confusing if you don't know what you're doing. However, I'm going to give you one useful little bit of information. The layout of the Dark Palace is very similar to Hyrule's Eastern Palace, and if you know that going in, surprisingly enough, it actually does make it a little bit easier since you basically already know the layout of all the floors of this temple. Now, of course, the puzzles and the gimmick of this temple is completely different. Like, for instance, this temple is all about light puzzles, like shining light on different switches, or extinguishing torches to reveal hidden platforms and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind going in, and you should at least have a good idea about where you're going. It's also probably a good idea to have your lamp equipped for this entire temple. There will be instances where you may want to unequip it, but for the most part, having it on isn't really a bad idea. Like, the only other item that you actually need in this temple is your bombs, so it's not like you're wasting an item slot by having it equipped or anything like that. Now, I'm going to do my best to keep all of these torches lit as we go through this temple, because obviously this being the Dark Palace, it's pretty freaking dark, and I want to make sure you guys can see what's going on as we go through this temple. Like, you can see it pretty well on the 3DS itself, but I'm not sure how well it's going to translate to a video, so just to be safe, I'm probably going to go out of my way a few times to light these torches, just so you can see what's going on. Anyway, that block that we blew up will actually take us down one floor, but we're not going to go down there just yet. We're going to hold off on that, and instead, check it out. We've got a puzzle that looks oddly similar to one that we saw in the Eastern Palace. Except this time, of course, we need to use our bombs instead of our arrows. And inside this chest, we've got the compass. Now, if you look on your map, you'll notice that there is a room directly below this one, and that bomb got stuck by like 1 pixel, and I'm pretty sure I timed, yeah, that was just not even close. You know what, screw this, man. I'm just gonna like pick this up and freaking suicide on this wall, because directly below this room, just like in the Eastern Palace, there is a Fairies Fountain. Yeah, there's really no point in going in there other than showing it off and restoring the 1 heart that I actually took from injuring myself to get in that room. Whatever. Let's light this torch, that way we can see what we're doing. And actually, there's really not much for us to do in this room right now. Like, there's a chest up there that we can't collect, so let's just move on to this room and hang out with these new enemies. Now, these guys are weird. They mimic your movements to some degree, and I believe the red guys have some form of armor, so you can't, like, just go up to them and slash at them with your sword. The green guys, they don't have that armor, so you can do whatever you want to them. Now, for the red guys, I believe arrows will work on them as well, but obviously I like to use bombs, so just, like, throw bombs from far away, and you can kill them rather easily. Anyway, let's wait for this platform to come back down and head up, because if you look on this back wall, it looks a little sketchy. That's because, check it out, it's cracked. So, let's place a bomb here and blow this bad boy up. And now we can enter the room that is directly below us. So again, keep an eye on your map in this temple, because there are a few hidden rooms that you really don't want to miss. Anyways, we got 50 rupees, but that's not all there is to collect in this room. There's a chest down below us. How do we get that, though? Well, it's actually quite simple. Just ride this platform down, and then walk back into that room. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Anyways, we got a monster tail. Nothing too special. However, there is a breakable block in this room, and if we place a bomb there, we can blow that up. And if we jump down there, it'll take us to the floor below us, and we'll be able to get a chest. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing that yet. We'll have an opportunity that'll be better suited for that later on. For now, let's jump down this hole that we opened up earlier, and check it out. There's a free small key for us. Now, had we taken the stairs, we'd end up in the same exact room, except no small key. Ooh, now you know what? Extinguish that torch, because check it out. There is now platforms that we can visibly see to walk across. Alternatively, you could use your map to navigate this room, but that's a lot harder. Now, The small, like, black circle that's surrounding us is actually because I have the lamp equipped. If you do have trouble navigating this room, just unequip the lamp, and then you'll be able to see, like, everything. But it's really not that hard to navigate with the lamp on and using the map, because you can kind of, like, see where you're going before you get over there. Anyway, there's really nothing left for us to do in this room, so let's get out of here and check it out. This is kind of like the main puzzle room. Obviously, there's all those light eye switches, and this is where the boss door is. So our main goal for this temple is actually to shine light on all of those weird eye switches. But before we can do that, we need to take out all of these weird mimic enemies. And you know, I gotta admit, I'm actually a fan of how they place the mimic enemies in this room. It's really cool that you have to, like, make them fall down before you can actually fight them. I think what really would have been cool is if, they somehow made you use the mimic enemies in puzzles. Like, I don't know, maybe made them step on switches or something like that. It would be pretty dang cool if you could use them to solve puzzles. Sadly, they don't let you do that. Anyways, now that those guys are gone, check it out. There's the halfway portal. But more importantly, we can now head up into this upper area. And that's important because there's actually 4 of those eyeball switches. One of them, however, is hidden, and we need to unhide it, otherwise we'll never be able to get to the boss door. So, if we keep following along this back wall, check it out, there's a switch, and ta-da! There's the last eye switch. Now let's head into this room, and we've got to do something rather interesting in this room. Actually, before we do it, yeah, let me light up this torch, that way you guys can see what's going on. But basically, in here, we've got 3 switches, and we need to activate all of them by throwing bombs down these sloped platforms. And after you activate all 3 of them, check it out, we got ourselves a big chest. I wonder what's inside. There are actually 2 big chests in this temple. One of them will contain the boss key, and that of course is this chest. And the other big chest will actually contain a master ore, so we're going to want to make sure we grab that. But before we can even get that, we need to make our way to the 2nd floor. Unfortunately, the door to the 2nd floor is locked. However, there is a small key that we can get in this room, and this would actually be a lot easier to navigate if I unequip my torch. But screw that, I ain't no wuss. I can get around this room just fine with my lamp equipped. Plus, I mean, you can kind of see where all the cracks in the wall are before you get there, so if you have like a decent memory, you should have no problem getting through this room with your lamp equipped. But if you are having trouble, feel free to unequip it, and you'll be able to navigate through this room just fine. Anyways, I think we've made it out, so now we are free to head upwards and onwards to the 2nd floor. And this is actually where we're going to be spending most of our time finishing up all of the puzzles in this temple, because this is where we're going to find the light that we need to shine down all the way to the basement to open up the way to the boss door. And I know I said this temple was rather confusing, but believe it or not, we're actually almost done. Like, after we finish shining the light from the room up here, there's pretty much not much else for us to do. Blowing up this cracked block and jumping down will take us to the floor below us, except we'll land on that platform where that chest is that we saw earlier. We'll grab that later on. For now, let's throw a bomb up here, that way we can actually get out of this room, because, well, the floor is actually, like, fading away. And holy crap, that's timed. Let's get out here. I forgot that switch was actually, like, timed. Anyways, welcome to the main puzzle room of this temple. Like, everything you do in here will complete all of the puzzles and everything that we've set up so far. Anyways, inside this chest, we've got just some monster guts, so not really anything too important. But as you'll notice, there's several light sources that are covered up by wood, so let's just toss a bomb at this one and blow that up. And check it out. The light is now shining all the way down to the basement floor. If you look on your map, you'll also notice that there is a room in the center that seems almost impossible to get inside. I'll show you how to get in there in a little bit. For now, let's just blow up these other 2 light sources. That way these can all shine down to the very bottom floor as well. And there we go. now that we've essentially opened up the way to the boss, let's start getting all the chests, starting with the one in the center of this room. It's actually quite complicated what you need to do to get this chest, and you're going to need to be fast. So let's start by placing a bomb here, and then if we run to this platform, hit this switch, and merge onto this back wall, and holy crap, that was really close. We can open up this chest and get ourselves a Master Ore. Now that we have 2 of them, we can bring our sword to the blacksmith, either the one in low rule or high rule, get our sword tempered, and that'll make it even stronger. So we'll probably do that in between the next 2 temples. Anyways, let's make our way to the boss. There's really nothing we have to do in this temple besides collect the 2 remaining chests that I think we have, and then take on the boss. So, if we blow up that cracked block, it'll take us to the floor below us and land us on a pedestal where we can get some rupees, but that's not really that important. Instead, what I would like to do is, actually I need to get on the other side of this wall, don't I? That way I could fall down that other cracked block that we blew up earlier and get that chest from the first floor. Sweet, there we go, 50 rupees, not bad. And there's still one more chest that we need, and I believe, yeah, if we just travel back through here, we can fall down this other hole that we blew up earlier, and then we can grab this chest on our way to the boss. And this one is just a monster horn, so it was really nothing important to begin with. But check it out. We have successfully activated all 4 eye switches, and now, since we've got nothing left to collect, we can easily go and challenge the boss of this temple. Let's do it. This boss is actually very easy, I hate to admit it, but it is kind of fun. So let's light these 2 torches, that way we can see what we're doing. And oh no, I think we might have angered the boss. The boss is a giant Dodongo that's covered in like crystals, and if we throw bombs at it, check it out, it gives us money. This is like the best boss ever, man. So every time we hurt it, it pays us. Like, what is that teaching kids? It pays to be violent or something like that? I don't know. But what I do know is that we should keep throwing bombs at this guy. That way we can get past phase 1. And there we go, we've done it. We've broken through his crystal outer shell. And not only gotten ourselves a crap ton of money in the process, but we have revealed his weak spot. And we can now attack him normally with our sword. So phase 2 is honestly pretty dang easy. The only annoying part is when he does this and extinguishes all the torches. He also, like, somehow gains the ability to move super quickly in the dark, and he's also invincible. So you're going to want to watch out for that, and oh, don't get trapped in between him. That's something you don't want to do, because he will deal a lot of damage to you if you let that happen. In fact, trying to attack this guy, like, straight on, since his weak spot is on his head and like he charges at you, it is kind of, I don't know, somewhat difficult. And crap, alright, there we go. I'm just gonna go hard on this guy because I'm pretty sure he's like 2 hits away. Oh, he actually was 2 hits away. Like, oh my gosh. Well, he's dead. That was pretty easy. So we've done it. We have successfully finished up the Dark Palace and rescued the next sage. I wonder who it is. And we also get ourselves our 14th heart container. And there's the sage. Hey, that actually looks like our childhood friend Gully. Is he really a sage? That kid was like 4. Like, how is he a sage? Oh well, I guess let's free him and find out if it really is Gully. Moment of truth. And it actually is Gully. Hey, is that really you, Link? But where am I? Where's my mama and papa? Haha, did you fall for it? I'm not scared. Why would I be? I'm a 7 sage. Sure. Did I say that right? Whatever it is, though. It sounds like a big deal. Kind of is, actually. So you'd better make sure you rescue all 7 of us 7 sages. Wow, that's really a mouthful. We will, Gully. We will. See you later, though. Have fun in the Chamber of Sages. Alright, with 3 sages down, we've only got 4 more to go. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. Once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.